The comic collecting hobby is a very multifaceted hobby, from people that are Wednesday warriors or collectors of keys or resellers, vendors, hell, even the creators. Normally, these different aspects of the hobby come together and merge pretty well. But right now, there is a massive division happening. There's an all out war starting between a couple of them. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. You're watching Legion of Comics. Before we go any farther, go back a couple videos, look for this thumbnail, enter the Epic Summer Giveaway. There's tons of prizes, multiple ways to enter. The first Sunday in July, I'll be going live and pulling winners and all that good stuff. Tons of prizes you don't want to miss out. So let's get into this video. This one's going to be kind of fun. It's going to be kind of interesting. And I need your feedback because there's going to be a lot of different opinions and takes on this. You saw the thumbnail. You see the title of the video, Comic Creators Go to War Against Resellers. And that's exactly what happened. So at the time of recording this, I went back to try to pull as much information as I could, and it's been deleted. But just yesterday, at least from the time of recording this, yesterday, Nerdy Girl Comics on Instagram, Danielle, she's a collector, vendor, reseller, whatnot streamer. She does all these things. She's got a massive following on Instagram. I don't know if she uses other social media platforms, but I've had a handful of interactions with her. She seems like she's super nice. She's participated and donated to Comics Curing Cancer and everything. She's a great individual. And she put up a post with some information about upcoming creators at HeroesCon. So for those that don't know, HeroesCon is in Charlotte, North Carolina every year. It's going to be the 20th through the 22nd this year. And we will be there representing Comics Curing Cancer. We even have our art book up for pre-sale. So if you haven't had an opportunity to get one of those, be sure to head over to comicscuringcancer.bigcartel.com and get yours ordered today. Epic cover art by David Sanchez. So back to it. Danielle posted asking people's opinion on a price listing. So the con is coming. They have all their creators slowly listing their prices for their signatures, their remarks, any original art sketches, all that kind of stuff. And one of them caught her attention and she shared, and it was Tom DeFalco's. So nothing really unusual here at first. Signatures, $10 each for everything except, and he has except in big letters, ASM 252, which is a key comic, you know, that black suit Spider-Man, and What If 105. He wants $20 a head for both of those. If you want anything witnessed, it'll be $30. And that's kind of par for the course with any of these creators. If you want something signed, it's one price, but if you want to get it witnessed so that you can get it CGC slabbed with the yellow label, it typically costs a little more. But here's where everything changes. Dealers, retailers, air quotes, eBayers, anyone with 3 or more copies of the same item, $30 each. $30 each on everything. Payment in advance so you know the total cost. So she put up this post and asked, like, kind of, what the French toast? Like, what's going on with this? Why are we punishing the resellers? Why are we upcharging on the resellers? And there were some cool comments in there. I left a comment saying it seems like something that could have, like, come out of the excessive wait in lines. Regularly at conventions, you always have those people that are bringing an entire long box to get signed, or people dragging a wagon with tons of books, and they hold up the line for hours. That's one aspect of it. And she was cool. She responded to my comment and pointing out, like, I mean, that can be the case, but you can definitely, like, find other ways around that. You can also look at the different sides of it. Now, it's unfortunate she deleted the post because there's some really good content and feedback in there from different aspects of this. But me as a just an attendee to a con, that can get a little frustrating when you go and you spend money on a ticket, you make travel plans, you take off from work, you make arrangements with family members if you got kids and stuff, and you go to one of these things because you want to have the ability to meet these people. There's more things there, there's more creators there than you could possibly get done sometimes. So time matters. And when you have people that are like big in these lines taking up excessive amount of time, that really can change your entire experience at this con. You might miss out on other people. Now, on the flip side, she pointed out a good point here. Like, the resellers buy a ticket just like everybody else, which is absolutely fair. And a couple points that she made along the way that I do remember I have in here. The first one, she said they're going to price people out. Now, this is a point that kind of applies to, I guess, everybody in a sense. Like, if they raise their prices across the board and not just the resellers, that could happen. But they're not really pricing anybody out with this. It's just the reselling thing. If they're, if the people that are at the show because they're working and they're standing in these lines as a job, not as necessarily a fan first. I'm not saying they're not a fan, but they're not in that line that day, that time with that large stack of books because they're a fan. They're there that day, that time in that line with that large stack of books because they're working. They're working to make themselves money, which that doesn't mean they don't belong there. That just means you have to call it what it is. They're not pricing anybody out with that. They're just taxing the resellers. You don't go to a Walmart or you don't go to a car lot, and expect them to like give you a discount on something because you plan on reselling it and you need a profit margin. That just is what it is. And that brings us to the next point. Provide service to those who cannot make it to the show. Now, this is something that's kind of a double-edged sword for me. It's really cool that people have access to these signatures, because that's what it is for people that aren't at the show, to get signatures. Ultimately, the resellers are getting these long lines and this large stack of stuff so that they can run whatnot shows or eBay lives or Instagram lives every night of the con and have plenty of inventory each night of the con to sell to people who aren't there. That's cool that people who aren't there are able to get stuff, but when it comes down to it, access isn't for everybody. Not everything is for everybody. The people that have traveled, that have paid the money, that have set aside the time, in my opinion, that gives them privilege to this access over people who aren't there. I don't go but to like one show a year. There's tons of stuff that I don't get access to. There's tons of creators I'm never going to get to meet because I stick to my lane of what I like to do and the show that I like to go to. But that doesn't mean that somebody else who does pay and does travel and does go should have to wait in line more, potentially miss out on somebody because I like to get a signature. Like, so I don't really vibe with this one. I mean, leave a comment. Let me know, what do you think? Like, do you think the people at the show that did all that work to get there to actually see these people should technically, like, I don't know, have priority over just this customers in a live sale? That's for you to decide. And then the next one was resellers bring in a lot of money to these creators, and that is a big fact. There's no way around that one. What Nerdy Girl does, what I guess like Comic Tom or what Big Time Collectibles, if they have people that do it, what all these streamers do, they are bringing in tons of money for these creators. In a lot of ways, if you just remove them, just like if you could snap your fingers and they were just don't go to the next show, I can't even imagine how detrimental that would be to the expectations of all these creators that are there, how much that they're expecting to make on the show. And that could greatly impact their appearances the following year. So these resellers do have a great financial relationship with these creators. There's no way around that. So there's a little bit of give and take that has to be done here, most definitely. And another one of the points that was made is, I believe in everybody getting to eat, or everyone getting to eat. That was part of the conversation that was back and forth with her and I in the comment section. Again, completely respectable. It was fantastic. I hate that she deleted it. There's some good stuff in there, but everyone getting to eat. Now this, I don't know, is a misnomer. Like, she's not saying she wants everyone to be able to get to eat, or this doesn't mean that. This means that you want your money. In this sense, like again, it kind of goes back. You don't go to a car dealership and say, you need to give me a cheaper price because I need to be able to eat too, because I'm going to buy this and just go sell it to somebody else. I have to be able to make money. They're like, just don't buy it then. I'll sell it to the next person. It's fine. This isn't a sense of everyone getting to be able to eat. This is the sense, and the creator is trying to eat also. This them more than anyone else. If there are people there, you're just using them as part of your business model. That's all. Like, they're making some money, but if they feel that they want to make more money, that's their prerogative. There's no way around that. Like, everyone is eating. If you don't like one person's price, you go to somebody else. Mark Spears is kind of high on stuff, but he's the most popular person out there, and everyone's making money all the same. You might not be making as much as you wish. Some people you make more, some you make less, but it's not that he didn't say you can't get stuff signed. It's not a no. It's just kind of it's kind of one of those things. Like, you're working in like an ancillary market here that you've created inside of here. It's kind of one of those blessings to be in that field and be successful in it, to get to play and perform professionally in a hobby that's so fun. So I don't know with this one. Like, yeah, everyone should be able to get to participate in the hobby the way that they want to. And if a creator makes a decision, that's their call. Like, everyone still gets to eat, but you might have to change the restaurant you're eating at, order something else. You're still eating. And then the last one was, some creators don't accept mail-ins. This was something that I mentioned. If you have a lot of stuff At a time, you can reach out to these people. Some of them have it listed. Like if you have X many items, message us. We'll arrange something. Like don't expect, like, just assume that a show is the best place to do it. Like, form a bond with these people, talk to them, get to know them. And they did point out that not all the creators accept mail-ins or arrangements and stuff, but a good bit of them do. So if it is an option, I think that's a great way to go about doing it. And also just kind of being courteous, you know, like if there is somebody there with a lot of stuff, like, I mean, they paid to get there. They have a right to be in that line. And if you're the person in the line with a lot of stuff, you know, like, what's the happy medium? Be a little courteous. And Danielle did point out that she loves the way that Scotty Young does his listing. So I did bring that listing as well. So Scotty Young has this thing where he has a limit of 40 books per group, not even per individual, but per group. And if you have more than 40 books you want signed, you got to get back in the line. And knowing how Scotty operates at HeroesCon, that's a death knell. That's pretty much a 40 max, because he does limited time signings and you kind of got to plan for it and everything. But that's still a great way to think about it. So, like, if you want a lot of stuff signed, just get back in line. And if they don't have that rule, why wouldn't you just be courteous enough to do it yourself anyways? But things are getting a little weird between the creators and the resellers, and not just the specifying the eBay people. Like, he pointed out the eBay sellers specifically, which is wild to me. Like, that is wild. Like, I'm on their side with this, just calling them out like that. But he's not the only one. We just saw where John Boy Myers announced that he's still going to sign everything for regular prices, but if you bring him a ratio variant, he wants $100 a signature. John Boy Myers, he's a known enough cover artist, variant artist. He doesn't have any like major bangers. He doesn't have any books that command hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars. He's an okay at best artist in an ocean of artists out there. And he's asking $100 for a signature just because it's a ratio. He's assuming if you're getting that signed, you're probably wanting to resell it and it's worth more money. So he deserves more money. And if that were true, that would be the case. I don't disagree with that. You know, if the CGC does the same thing, if you send them higher priced books, they charge you more for the service. There's nothing unusual about that. All of these artists, all of these writers charge more for a witness signature because they know you're about to take this and make it exponentially more valuable by getting it encapsulated. So it is kind of weird that Tom DeFalco, of all people, is the one that kind of made this call. I don't know what he's really drawing crowd-wise, but maybe he's just had conversations with other professionals in the industry, other peers, and there might be a shift coming. But I think Danielle made some good points, and there's a lot of stuff that I just kind of like as just a standard fan attendee. I don't work in the field of comic books. I partake in the hobby of comic books. So it's a different perspective for her and I, but I definitely respect her opinion on this matter. And I was just curious what other people might think. So leave a comment, leave some feedback. Have you ever been stuck in a line behind a long box? Have you ever been that person who knew, like, oh, that's a reseller, I'm going to be here all day? Have you ever had any courteous interactions with any people like that? Some feedback on this one would be much appreciated. I'm curious what everyone else thinks. And don't forget the links in the bio. I got some fantastic resources. If you're new to the hobby and you like those online retailers and those awesome variants, Big Time Collectibles is a A1 from day one. And if you need anything cleaner pressed and submitted to grading and you don't know how to go about doing it, JustinComicx has got you covered. And if you're just trying to find somewhere to pick up new comic books and you don't have a shop and you want to start a pool list, ABX Comics and Games does mail-in lists that are local to the Augusta area. They do free shipping on orders over $100. They got you covered. Fantastic resources. And don't forget, we will be at HeroesCon. DJ Links, Rob Fat Sacks of Comics, and myself will be set up for Comics Curing Cancer. We got awesome goals this year, and you can help smash cancer by coming by and checking out some of the stuff we're bringing with us. All of it goes to the American Cancer Society. We've done over, I think, $85,000 in the last couple of years, and we're hoping to really stretch that goal. And with y'all's help, we can definitely make a dent and help a lot of people in the process. So thank you, everybody, for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that join button, become a channel member. And until next time, as always, I'm Mark, but we are Legion.